It is the Riot Podcast. Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Actually, thank you, for listening and choosing us as your podcast today. Hopefully, it won't be too long, or it's just long enough if you like them longer, so you can enjoy all the stories.
The beauty of podcasts that I really appreciate compared to other things is you can speed them up.
Ooh.
Your podcast player, I listen to every podcast at least 1.1, if not higher.
Wow, if you sped it up more than that, wouldn't that be really weird?
1.2 is... for some works and for some doesn't.
Yeah,
it just
too
depends. But if your podcast player doesn't speed up podcast, you should find a new podcast player.
Or does
I'm
it
looking at you, Spotify.
Us down?
Yeah. If you really want to savor it,
Maybe for the people that are like, make your podcast longer. We'd be like, we'll just change the speed.
Yeah. Or we could put longer pauses between our phrases.
Oh my gosh, I can't handle that.
No, that would sound like William Shatner.
It'd be too much. Well, welcome to the podcast for today.
Coming up in the show, we talk about a new burger that sounds very exciting until you realize it's from Burger King. And
Spoiler.
To me, a problem I have is whenever we're talking about something, I always think like we have our views of it.
Yeah.
And then I always have in my mind the people that are opposite.
Sure.
So they're getting mad. So I'm thinking of us talking about Burger King and we're just like, we can never get it. And the fries are horrible and the nuggets aren't very good. And they don't care. They treat you like crap. And there's somebody out there that loves Burger King that's getting so mad that we're tearing down their favorite fast food restaurant.
That might mean that your ones in your area are just run better. Ours just have a certain something about them.
Yeah, that they're closed now. That's what they have.
That's the something.
And they had it coming. Let's see, what else? We also talk about, and continuing with a 2-day theme now, there's bird talk, because birds are just dropping dead.
Well, if you've noticed any dead birds in your area, it's a new Netflix show. No, it's a murder mystery, but there is actually some things that they say to do if that's been in your area.
Gas prices are high and they're going to stay high. Mm-hmm. That's a spoiler alert. Let's see. Oh, I really like the TSA combat training. And if you hear us talking about it, you really would do yourself a service to look up videos of their combat training. Because it is even more unimpressive than it sounds.
When you watch it in person.
I mean, hopefully it makes the people on the flight attendants and whatever feel better in the event that they have to defend themselves. But as far as
I'll tell you what,
de-escalation technique it just doesn't look like it's going to work. Can
you post that on our Riot page?
I will. Sure.
Okay,
I'd love to.
That way we'll post it on our RadioU Riot Facebook page so you can see and then tell us if you think, is that effective? Like if you cause problems on a plane and someone smacked your ears, is that going to stop the conflict, or would it then escalate it in a really weird way?
Yeah, right.
Like you hit my ears or something along those lines.
And
so take a moment and go to our Facebook page and watch the video and then tell us if you think that's worth it.
We briefly mentioned it too, but a lot of times in plane conflicts, there's alcohol involved. Yeah. And if you've had enough alcohol to drink, you're not even going to feel the
ear
slap. So, and it's just going to egg you on more. So,
especially from the 60-year-old flight attendant.
That's right.
They're not going to I'm sorry, was there a bug that landed on me? What was that? So we'll post that up at RadioU Riot on Facebook. Enjoy it. Head over there. Yeah. And say hi when you're done with the podcast.
And we will see you next time.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait. Isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on RadioU.
Now, Fast and Furious 9 has been sweeping not just the nation, although over the weekend it opened, but it's been sweeping the world.
Is sweeping a bit of a too big a word?
It's setting records at the box office when you account for the pandemic.
Yeah, there's lots of qualifiers.
Yeah, that's
but you're
right.
It is the biggest since the whole COVID thing started.
Yes,
so it does have that.
It's still got a lot of cachet with it. Now we know that Fast and Furious is the main franchise is supposed to be ending in another 2 films, I think. But that doesn't mean they're going to end it. And it doesn't mean that Vin Diesel doesn't have some more ideas of what they should do with it. Specifically, Vin Diesel, it doesn't just want to do a musical, He is dying to do a Fast and the Furious musical, and those are his words. He's dying to do it.
What would that even look like? Would it be based off the first movie or just a bunch of movies?
Or would it just be a whole new story that happens to be a musical?
Good call
I don't know.
on that. Yeah. No,
I just imagine it being Vin Diesel going, family.
And then, since it's a musical, a stage production, it's just some car that stands still that smoke comes out of the back because they can't really drive around.
And then they're all doing their choreography around it. Yep, it's all, stage show. Does he mean Broadway show or does he mean like actually a movie?
I don't know. I think, actually, that's a good question because he's done music before. Now we're not going to dive into what that looks like.
Right. Lots of things fall under the umbrella of music.
We all have different styles and tastes, don't we? So we're not going to criticize that.
Yeah, we've heard my freestyling on that one bed. We all have different talents.
Hey, listen, you might be better than him, all right? So, he wants to maybe produce it as a musical, but he doesn't really give more details than that.
Because I think he maybe is just doing it for the headlines. There's no way that they actually do a musical because there's so many established Fast and Furious characters, and I really don't think that you can get all of the actors in on Fast and Furious to all of a sudden become singers as well.
Well, I doubt it would be. I feel like it's more a traveling show that goes around to different cities. So like Broadway.
Okay.
And it's so
Vin Diesel's still in it, but then he's just got his own cast.
I feel like he's also like the producer, which sometimes is the person that just shows up when they're making it, but then it just tours on its own.
I don't know, man. I think Vin Diesel really wants us to show off his singing chops. And because he said he also wanted to do Guys and Dolls with Steven Spielberg, and it didn't work out.
Oh, so he really wants to do something.
He wanted to play the role that was previously played by Frank Sinatra in the previous version of Guys and Dolls. I don't think he quite has this. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually heard him sing.
You could be surprised.
I just can't imagine Vin Diesel being able to sing anywhere close to what Frank Sinatra sings. So it'd have to be a very different take on the character.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Yesterday, we talked about the Tour de France, which is something we would never normally do. But the reason is, a lot of people are talking about it, is because there's a woman at the front of the race on Sunday, and she was holding up a giant cardboard sign. It said, it was in French, but it said, hello, Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah.
And
she leaned out. Well, she didn't even have to lean out. The sign was really long.
It was a very wide sign.
But it was unfolded into the race course for the cyclists and caused the biggest crash, which is what everybody's been talking about the last few days.
Yep. And it just caused the guy at the front of the race to fall down, which made a bunch of other people fall down behind him. I think it said it was like 50 or 60 riders wound up falling. A few of them had to actually withdraw. It was so bad because they got injured in the whole incident. Well, now this woman is on the run. We don't know who she is, but we do know that she has fled France completely. She has left the country to evade the authorities as the cycling authorities as they try to track her down because
so
they
do
say
they know her name then, and they're just not saying it to everybody.
I don't know because I would think they would let that be known in case somebody knows her that could. I mean, I don't know. That's the difficult decisions the cycling authorities have to make. Do they risk another incident or risk tipping her off that they know who she is?
Sure, and finding her. It's weird because when you look at a video of her, she's got a hat on, glasses, looks like a rain slicker, like a raincoat. So she's kind of dressed to where, did you want to be?
Right. It's almost like it was a disguise.
Yeah. A disguise. And then when you watch the video, I've watched a few times, like, where did she go? In the crowd of everybody. But I think in all the hustle and the hubbub of everybody getting injured, she just got away. But they want to sue her. Like, they literally want to sue her. For the damages for what she's done.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what kind of punishment they're seeking from her or how much money they want to get. The more I've thought about it, the more I think she should probably be should be punished in some way because, again, the Tour de France has gone on for over 100 years, I think, at least a long time. There's always been fans holding signs. It's very rare that anything like this happens. Everybody else is smart enough, aware enough to avoid causing a problem like this. And if they do, they know they're going to face the consequences. So she should have been paying attention more. And but at the same time, I don't know if she should be, sued for everything she got. Yeah.
Well, I don't know because they'll eventually figure out. And then at that point, you've made it worse because you haven't come forward. French publication, Quest France, has said that the woman is believed to be German, that she got on a flight and is untraceable at this point. I think if you got on a flight, you're
kind of traceable.
I think you are traceable.
Yep.
But we'll see where it goes.
But will the German authorities extradite her back to
That's
France?
The question, or will they protect her?
Yes.
I guess we'll have to find out.
I just can't imagine. I like imagining the cycling authorities tracking her down, like actually cyclists. And, they're riding around.
Over that way.
They finally get close to her, but she's easily able to evade them by driving in an SUV or throwing more signs out the window or something.
Look for the yellow raincoat.
Yeah.
See if
she's ditched that. That is burned in a lake somewhere now.
If you've ever asked yourself, just how bad can it get? We've got your answer right here. Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
I was going to talk about something else, but the chairs are so rolly.
I know. So going back like a week or so, we wear our headphones.
Yep.
And our headphones have these cords.
They're not wireless.
They're not. The cords it's long and plenty. And sometimes you'll just roll over the cords and then it pulls like your headphones off.
Yep.
Sometimes rips it.
and then you start getting sucked into the wheel and until you're chopped up and chewed up and spit out.
I think like the tree chipper thing. But, just not as
the
deadly.
End of Fargo.
That's it.
Spoiler alert.
But then what happened is, Hudson got real caught up in his headphone cord the other day.
It was real bad. I had to turn the chair upside down, everything.
It got real
Shake
stuck.
it loose. You give me back my cord.
But thankfully, Chris, our engineer, was listening, and he found for our desk chairs, like for our studio chairs, new wheels so that they roll right on over.
Yes.
Instead of getting caught in the headphone cords.
Yep.
They basically look like, it'd be like inline skates, like rollerblades.
Uh-huh.
It's those type of wheels. And man, they are really
They are great.
slow.
Yes, they're so slidey.
You could wheel all around this room
You
when
really
you couldn't
could.
last time because of the carpet.
That is, I'm assuming, the cheaper alternative than getting the wireless headphones.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I didn't even think about that when you said initially that he ordered the wheels to avoid that problem. I was like, wait, we could have wireless headphones, couldn't we?
I don't
They
know.
do make those.
They do, but I don't know about like studio.
Yeah.
Wise.
Oh, come on.
I know some places you're like, let's just wear these AirPods, but it's not quite the same.
I don't know, mate. Feels like we could look, but it might be expensive.
Can't we just be grateful for Chris for what he did here?
Sure.
He got you new wheels.
And either way, actually, the wheels on the chairs needed to be addressed because
you broke them?
No, because the chairs were not they had wheels, but they might as well have not had wheels because they didn't really wheel around very well.
But that's because of the carpet that we have.
Yeah. Well.
So what do you want? We just got new carpet. Hudson, what do we need to do to make you happy?
I still want wireless headphones is what I want.
That's what you want.
That's what I want.
All right. Now I get a meeting later.
Actually,
Hudson's pretty demanding.
A wireless headphones and maybe with like the mic built in so that it can just be wireless headphone mic and I can go anywhere.
Anywhere you want to.
I can just go way over here and it's not a problem.
Way back to Matt Carney, anywhere with you.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go, Hudson?
I want to have freedom to roam throughout the building.
Anytime.
What if we need to go upstairs to get something and the song is ending and we need to talk? I'll just pop on my wireless headphone mic. Actually, and it's fine.
These wheels are so amazing. I feel like what we need to do is start taking them outside, and that's how we rollerblade or something. Like that's our workout.
Start doing tricks in the parking lot.
Yeah. They're like, wow, those are really cool. You're like, yes, thank you. It's our new rollerblade chairs. Thanks so much.
We'll
thank you, Chris.
In the X Games in no time.
Yeah, you're doing tricks off the
a whole
dumpster.
new event. Yeah.
So what we're saying is we appreciate Chris for getting us the new wheels for our chairs.
Yep. And I'll be submitting a shopping list for him later for Amazon.
If you're looking for all the funny moments you missed during the riot, we apologize. You won't find them here. There weren't any. This is the worst of the riot podcast.
Florida, they've got it all. Like all of the problems, they have them there.
The sharks, the alligators.
Yep. It's hot. There's all kinds of invasive species, and it's dangerous. And that's not even mentioning the people. Well, they just found the largest python on record in Florida. Although, the story is that they just set the record. I believe this python was found in 2013. Included in that. Oh my gosh, I need to read these stories in full
Ahead of time.
because
How big was the python?
it doesn't matter when they found it. It was recently certified. It's 185 pounds.
Oh, for the python?
Biggest Burmese python in Florida history, and that's the biggest male and the biggest female they just found as well. 140th.
She was less.
Actually, wait. Reversed,
a slim 140.
Reversed. I see. Again, I need to read these in full ahead of time. The female is
she was
185. The male was 140, and those each set the record for their respective genders.
Oh, they say that, females Burmese pythons, which when they're ready to have baby Burmese pythons, they can have up to 42 little baby pythons.
Oh, wow.
Per
well, does it
time.
really count then if she's 185 pounds, but a lot of that is baby weight? Does it still count?
Well, that or it's water weight. I don't know. It's very humid.
It'll come right off as soon as I deliver.
That's true once you get them out there.
Yep.
They say that, again, it's just infested with pythons, which I've never seen down in that area. I go there. It's been a few, but I've been there more often.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a Burmese python, but they thrive there. That's the problem.
Do you hang around in the city in Florida, or are you going out into the Everglades on expeditions?
Right off the Everglades. I've seen tons of alligators.
Yeah.
That's so very common. But not, and I've never seen a bear down there. There's bears.
There is?
Yeah, there's bears.
The bears have been eaten by the pythons.
Maybe they just know to stay away. But if you're in that area, you just have to be careful. And they still actively capture Burmese pythons all the time.
They say
from the Everglades
that in one county only, Collier County, which is where they found these two pythons, since 2013. This is what I was getting at. 2013. Since then, in that county, they have found so many pythons that have been captured, it would weigh more than 3 fully rigged Ford F-150 pickup trucks.
Well, first, Ford's thankful that they're used in this. And second, why is it just about the weight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on. There's more to them than their appearance and their body. They're fully formed pythons. They contain multitudes. They have thoughts and feelings, and it's not just about their body.
We fluctuate too, so I bet maybe they have their heavier times.
You wouldn't want to be in the news for being the heaviest human found in Collier County, Florida.
No one wants that.
No.
So then you wouldn't want that for the poor pythons.
So I think we're going to have to stop reporting on these stories to be sensitive to the pythons.
To be fair, biologists, they're fitted radio trackers with 80 pythons, and they're focusing on those to see their movements, to see where they actually go to help remove additional snakes. So basically, this python's got a tracker on it.
Yep.
It's going to go to other snakes, and then that tells where they're at.
It's wearing a wire.
Yep. So they can go and kill the rest of the snakes.
It's a snitch. Yep. It's an inside man now.
It is, and the poor snake doesn't know it. He's like, I don't know what's on me, guys, but I think we should leave.
All the python friends turn on it, and, it winds up dead in an alley somewhere.
That's it.
With a message, sending a message. Don't come after the rest of us.
All the other snakes need to be careful of the one that they just tagged.
Yeah, watch out.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
There is a problem sweeping through the eastern United States, and it has environmental folks flummoxed. It is birds that are just dropping dead, being found all over the place, and there's no explanation as to why at the moment. They are actually, the authorities are saying, and this is in Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. I've heard about it in more eastern states as well, like Maryland and DC, they're having this issue where the birds they're finding birds that are having like neurological issues where they are having trouble with their eyes, blindness, loss of feathers on their heads, crusty discharge from their eyes. Oh my God. It sounds horrible.
It does. Well, at first when I read the puffy swollen eyes, I was like, yeah, like my allergies.
Right. Yeah.
But no, then it stops there.
Yes.
I don't have any of these
Your
other
allergies
symptoms.
better not lead you to have a crusty discharge or we're going to have a big problem.
Oh, no. But they say that they're falling sick. It's really sad. I don't know why they wrote this in the article, but the other qualifying indicator, dead birds.
Yeah, that's a weird way to
what a
word
weird
it.
way to put it.
But they say it's primarily blue jays and grackles.
Yeah.
I don't know what a grackle is. Do you?
I don't, but they say it's that family of bird group.
So
it
maybe
tends
it's
to
similar.
be young, even baby birds. They're just not sure what's causing the outbreak of them.
So what some places are saying is because they just have no idea why this is happening.
Yeah.
They want you to make sure you clean your bird feeders and baths immediately. Right now, go out inside and do it. Stop what you're doing. Clean your bird bath and bird feeder.
This feels like a bit lots. There's a lot here. They want you to clean your bird feeder and baths, which I have a bird feeder. I don't have a bath for that, but it's a 10% bleach solution, and then we're supposed to do it weekly? Avoid handling birds.
Do you care about the bird population or don't you, Nikki?
They just go eat
You just
their
want
bird
the blue
food.
jays and grackles to keep dropping dead with their crusty discharge from their eyes?
Actually,
is that what you want?
It is really sad when you see a dead bird. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
no. They say don't handle the birds. Wear disposable gloves if you have to. Keep pets away from sick or dead birds. So, like, if any are in your yard, don't let them go near them.
That's probably a wise idea anyways, because you never know what the dead bird could be harboring. But especially in this case, who knows?
Actually, in some places, it looks like in Indiana, they're just saying, just take out your bird feeder, that you shouldn't even have it out.
Yeah. Don't let the birds congregate. If they can't die from the crusty discharge, then they should die from starvation.
You're so animal friendly.
Yeah, this is what they're saying. They're saying, get your bird feeder, take it inside. Don't let the birds eat from it.
Well, that's worse.
And
they
you
can't
know
really
what?
depend on
Stop
you.
the squirrels from eating there, too. Why don't we just starve out all of the wildlife?
Now, Zach just texted and said, is it from overeating cicadas? That's actually a really good question. I never found out, though, if, were birds eating cicadas? Or do
think
they
they
not
definitely
touch them?
do. I mean, think about it. Cicadas are in trees. Birds are in trees. Birds are hungry. Cicadas are food. So it just adds up.
Well, I wasn't sure. That's a good
But
question.
it's so obvious because all of the birds seem to be where they're having the issues are where cicadas have been.
Yeah.
Although that's not necessarily connected. Like the cicadas are all over the place and birds are dying all over the place. So it could be connected, but it just so happens that birds are dying the same year that the cicadas come out. So it feels like it's so obvious that if it was connected, they would have figured that out, though, don't you think?
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
What do you do if you wake up, you check your bank balance in the morning, and suddenly you're $50 billion richer?
Well, there'd be some celebrating, but I think you'd be realistic about, that's not your money.
Would you?
Well, you can't take it. You get caught and called for it later. Someone will miss $50 billion.
Yes.
If you woke up and told me hey, I had $50 mysteriously deposited in,
Yep.
I'd stay quiet about that. No one maybe will notice
What's
that
the
one.
limit? How much can you get deposited into your account
With
and
no
you
one
think you can
noticing?
get away with it?
I don't know, maybe up to 1,000 or something.
You think? You think you can get away with 1,000?
Possibly. Or I would just lay low and be quiet and be like, I didn't check my balance for a while. But $50 billion, they will.
Maybe the best course of action is to let it sit there for a while, because once it starts, if it sits, you give it a week.
Yeah.
And if it's still there, maybe you just use it. No matter how much it is. It's just like if nobody noticed $50 billion after a week, they don't need it. That's not necessary. I'll just take it. They didn't. If they don't care enough to call on it,
then it's their fault.
Right. That's their problem.
That's not exactly, I think, how it would go. And then the police might come over.
Well, this is what happened to a Louisiana couple.
Aww.
Darren James
and his wife.
They live in Baton Rouge, and he's 47. and his wife showed him that there was a deposit for a huge sum of money. And they're like, where did that come from? And they didn't know what to do. And, they were kind of thinking like, somebody's going to come after us now.
Oh, yeah.
Like something bad is going to happen. So they actually did what is supposedly the right thing. And
supposedly, Hudson. It's not supposedly the right thing.
They contacted the bank. They contacted their Chase bank. And they said they knew it wasn't ours.
Yeah.
And we didn't earn it, so we couldn't do anything with it.
Well, the guy was also previously law enforcement, so I think he knew better. He didn't want to keep the money, but it took Chase 4 days to correct the problem. Chase said they had a technical glitch impacting a limited number of accounts, which makes me think like, what, did you have other?
Yeah, other people also have 50 billion.
Like, what are we talking about here? They say the issue's been resolved and everything is showing now accurate balances. The problem that the couple has is they just haven't been able to find out from Chase. They just want to make sure their account wasn't compromised in some way.
Right.
Because if you got, money being deposited in and then someone working around all that, like what's the security problem with it? But at this point, the money's gone. The $50 billion that was mysteriously deposited is now gone.
You know what I do?
What?
I go to the bank and to the ATM.
Yeah.
I withdraw as much cash as I can.
Before it's gone?
And I flee the country.
No.
Yes.
No.
With my $500.
They're like, why did he only take that?
That's all they let you withdraw from the
hard?
ATM. And you go to a person and they're going to question you.
Listen, I don't think it's the right time to flee the country with the tracking and all the stuff to make sure and all the paperwork you have to do to get out of the country now.
I make a beeline to the ocean. I buy a boat. I head to Bermuda, and I've got $500, and I'll live like a king for a couple days.
I think what you need to do is take out more money, and then you're going to probably run into the Tour de France lady who's on the run.
We'll be in the same place and hiding in the same place.
You'll be on the run because you both have done something wrong.
Well, I'll use my winnings.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
I don't know if this means I've made it or if it's just been this way for so long that I've become desensitized to it, but I don't even bat an eyelash at gas prices anymore.
Oh, you don't notice it?
I always, it's in my blood that I will always shop for the cheapest price on gas, even if it'll only save me a couple cents a gallon. But if it's like, there's nothing in my mind that goes, it's $2 or $3, and so I'm happy or sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to be that way. I must have been poor, or it was just, there actually used to be a time when gas was cheap sometimes,
was so low, you
but
didn't
now
think
it's just
about it.
always expensive. So
I feel it. Like it's something. You just sit there and you're like, wait, why are we still going more?
yeah, it just keeps going up. But I've just lost count of it now.
Like, did you have plans to go do like some summer road trips and it's high enough? That's the question I always wonder. Is it high enough to keep me from actually driving to certain places?
Yeah, it's still not for me. Again, I guess I've made it. I have too much of a salary here in the morning show.
You're just too rich, okay?
Yep. I've got it all figured out. But they're saying that this is Gas Buddy head of petroleum analysis, Patrick DeHaan. He says gas prices above $3 per gallon could be here to stay, not just after July 4th, where a lot of times the gas prices will peak for the year.
Yeah.
But they're going to stay this way probably for a lot longer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we're not going to get any relief after the big travel holiday this weekend.
Well, believe it or not, in other years, what happens is during the summertime, they know you're going out.
Yep.
So the prices go up.
Yep. And there's a different blend that they use for the summer versus the fall.
Yeah.
Because you'll see it's like a legal thing. As soon as Labor Day hits, you'll see the gas prices slowly go down. It's not a big spike because then you would start to question, but you'd start to ask too many questions, but it slowly goes down.
Well, they also said, vacations and a lot of summer traveling stops at that point, but you won't probably see that seasonal downturn this time. You'll see those higher gas prices continue right on into the fall.
Yeah. Oh, man. Something to look forward to, huh?
So they say that like on Monday, it was $3.09 per gallon compared to $2.17 on June 28th of last year.
Yeah, so it's gotten bad and no sign of relief in the months to come. So, yeah, is anybody going to just, they have their road trip canceled because of the gas prices? It's still, I guess it always is to me. I know I shop around to save a few cents per gallon, but also the difference between $3 a gallon and $2.75 a gallon on a road trip I don't feel like it adds up as much as some of the other stuff you're going to spend your money on.
I think you'd feel it more once you were on the road.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think you would.
Maybe my Jeep just gets good gas mileage.
Said no one ever. I have a Jeep.
I don't know. I drive it I'll do a 6-hour trip and I almost can make the whole thing without having to fill it up.
No, they're awful with it.
Why'd you buy a big gas guzzler, Nikki?
Well, I always have Jeeps.
Are you always hauling stuff around or off-roading or?
Apparently.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I think my summer vacation is just going to be, I think I'm just going to drive around the neighborhood. Take a trip around and go back.
She's too dainty to mow the lawn, but she needs a Jeep so she can go out in mudding.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than help. The worst of the Riot podcast.
I feel like in our area we've been pretty good, but it seems like in every section of the country there is extreme stuff going on when it comes to the weather.
All this crazy weather, and I feel really left out. It's just been like mildly hot, and every once in a while we get a mild thunderstorm, and that's it.
That's about all we get.
Yeah, we haven't gotten too lucky. Well, in Texas, they just had a year of weather where it started off with the ice storms and the cold weather, and then they moved on to the heat wave. And in the middle of all of that was a thunderstorm that developed some record-setting hailstones. Mm-hmm. So here's what happened. They were actually able to pinpoint where a hailstone had come down using their weather radar in Medina County. Including Hondo and Castroville.
Yeah.
And they pinpointed where a large chunk of hail was and would have fallen from that would have been the biggest. Technology has come a long way. I'm glad they're using it for good. They found the hail because somebody had picked up the hailstone and put it in their freezer. It measured 6.4 inches across, 12 inches in circumference, and it weighed more than a pound. And that is a record-setting hailstone right there for this area of Texas. Now, that was back, the storm was actually on April 28th. But get this is the fun part. They think they found a bigger one, also using the radar technology, and they found it on social media, but it was blended into a margarita before they could go verify it.
Well, everyone copes in certain ways.
Yeah, right. And isn't that a very Texas thing, too? That it's just, they couldn't keep the record-setting hailstone.
Because they put it in
a margarita, yeah.
Well, it's why Hondo was trending a while ago during these storms for these hail pieces. And I remember when I saw it trending, everybody was posting pictures of this large record-setting hailstone. And what my favorite part is everybody kept putting a little Texas cowboy hat graphic on the top corner of it. And it was like, this is how we do it in Texas. Yeah. Just go big.
Everything is bigger in Texas, even the hail.
Can you imagine?
And even the margaritas, I guess.
If you've never been in a hailstorm, it's the worst because there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And there's all you know is that you're just damaged. Like every noise is a dent and this breaking and this breaking. And you can't, unless you get into a garage or somewhere else, if you're stuck in one, this must have caused a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is the fun part of the hailstorm is that somebody got to make it into a margarita. But the unfun part is that all the other hailstones that maybe didn't quite break the record were probably hitting cars, putting dents in them and breaking windows and stuff like that. So, but if you have been in a hailstorm, I used to me and some of my friends, if you were in a hailstorm and it was just like the little hail, it was fun to run out into the hail. Yeah. And see how long you could last out there getting pelted with the little, getting hit with airsoft BBs just over and over and over again.
See, that would be fun.
That was a dumb kid thing to do.
These are different.
No, this would knock you out.
This probably would have, especially if you were younger.
Yeah, you'd be flat on the ground but this knocked you in the head.
Well, congratulations to the record-setting hailstone in Texas and to the other one that wasn't officially recorded because it was turned into a margarita.
But they still got to celebrate anyways.
Before they could get their hands on it.
Man, you couldn't have waited. Then you could have had that as the celebration of setting the record right there.
You could have had it all.
I wonder what happened to hailstone that actually did set the record officially. What did they do with that one afterwards?
I'm not sure they didn't mention.
Oh. They should turn that one into a margarita, too, just to keep with tradition.
Well, Erin said we had quarter-size hail 2 weekends ago where she's at. Dents all over my car.
Yeah.
Aww.
Go talk to your insurance. They're not going to help you.
Well, they will if you...
No, they're not. They're going to be like, it was your fault.
Oh, gosh.
Also, you have a deductible, so...
And you're not quite there.
Nope, you're not. So, yeah.
It's your own problem.
It's nice that you give us money every month, but...
We can't help you.
Yeah, we're going to do nothing.
Lower your expectations enough, and you'll never be disappointed. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Well, we've talked a few times over the last several weeks of how... passengers on airlines seem to be getting more and more unruly, whether it's because they don't want to wear masks a lot of the time or just because maybe they've had too much to drink.
Yeah.
Or they're just agitated in general. Whatever it may be, it's becoming more and more of a problem. And so the airlines, we talked about how they're asking the FAA to get involved, start pressing more charges and stuff. And now the TSA has said that they are going to restart in-flight combat training, which is voluntary, but they are going to start bringing that back. So because they suspended it at least during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long ago before that, but they suspended that training. So now I guess TSA officers on flights, which I think this includes flight attendants and stuff, are going to be trained on how to fight back against a passenger that might be getting out of hand.
Well, it's not just like the flight crew. This goes for TSA, like at checkpoint security.
Yep.
It goes with the flight crew. It goes with, all the kiosk desks and stuff. Like airline officials, they just want to stress that. Now more than ever, they need to make sure that their employees are trained to handle it. And this isn't anything new. They just put a pause on it.
Yeah.
But they want to bring people back into the self-defense training course for all the crews.
And if you scroll down to watch the the footage of the in-flight combat training,
let's take a look at that.
I don't want to minimize. I'm sure there's some very good reasons for why they do this training and stuff.
Well,
but it doesn't feel like it'll be especially helpful because all the footages of them just hitting a dummy that doesn't fight back, that's just standing there. And they're smacking it in the ears.
All right, well,
and kneeing it in the groin. And nobody's going to let you do that.
Well, that's the problem.
I mean, maybe.
They're showing you how to poke in the eye.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes sense. But can you imagine if you were on a plane and the flight attendant, even if the person was in the wrong?
Yeah.
If they fought back like that, I would feel like you would just get sued too.
Right. You're just gonna, that's escalating the situation. You knee them in the groin, and if they are able to fight back, it gives them a reason to fight back.
And then everybody, will the airline stand up for you if you fight back? They say poking the eyes, slapping ears is the way to fight. I would feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And
even if that meant someone took a shot at me, I would know that at least, I couldn't have a problem back at them.
Well, no offense. As they're showing, again, I think these are a lot of flight attendants and a lot of them are, older women and stuff. And it's just is the best training for them really to here's how you slap a guy in the ear? I just feel like that's not actually going to help as much as, at least, why aren't you showing restraining? How to, get somebody so that they are incapacitated.
True.
Not where you're egging them on by, hey, buddy, slap them in the ear. Well, or maybe you just need to get them down on the ground or get their hands behind their back so they can't actually continue to escalate.
Well, the TSA just wants to show that there's steps. That way, if there is an assault on a plane, they have some self-defense tactics that they can do. The FAA stated that they received over 3,000 reports in just about a 6-month period so far for this year.
Which is a lot,
and a lot
compared to normal.
Are under investigation, and they want to make it more criminal, more like 18, 20 years in jail for if you're causing problems on a plane.
Yeah.
And then they want to make sure that their crew knows how to slap you on the ears. That seems like the perfect training right there.
Now watch out. If you start getting unruly on a plane, you might get smacked right in the ears.
I don't want that, but
They'll box your gums.
I also wouldn't be bugging them in the first place, I don't think.
I wouldn't. I avoid all interaction if possible.
That's right.
Unless they're going to offer me a soda.
The Riot Podcast. RadioU.
All right, I'm going to describe something to you. You tell me how you feel about it all at the end.
Yeah.
How about a burger?
Yes.
With cheese slices?
A breakfast burger?
Sure, you can have a burger any time of day in my book.
I always like cheese on it, so
It's
yeah.
never a bad time. And then cheese sauce.
Yeah.
And then cheese crumbles.
Well, that's a lot of cheese, but okay.
And then bacon
Yeah, that sounds good.
on a cheddar bun.
A cheese bun?
Yeah. What do you think about all that?
I can do dairy. I'm fine with it. I can have cheese.
You'll be in the bathroom for the rest of the week,
No,
but
my body is a temple, and it's fine with it. Cheese
well, maybe
does
you
not
should
bug
be
me.
more careful about what you're putting into it then.
We're
so
not
it stays
thinking about
temple-like.
that now. No. Temples come in all different shapes and sizes.
All right, well, that all sounds so nice, doesn't it?
It does. So that's a hamburger from where?
Burger King.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels a lot of excitement, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's, and we say this often, I don't know if it's just the ones in our area, but Burger King has
No, it's not. It's not. I've been to other areas.
And it's
I've
the
been to other
same-
Burger Kings.
I have not.
They're all bad.
Never had a good experience.
It's so bad. The ones around here are all closing.
Oh, they
They're
are?
like the one fast food restaurant in this area where them and Steak and Shake, where you're seeing more closing than new ones opening.
Whereas every other place is like lines out for days.
Right, yeah. And so they are testing out, they're calling it the Cheesy Going King, and they are testing that in Norwich, Connecticut.
Oh, a
They're-
cheesy bun looks good.
Yeah, I like the idea of the cheese. I like the idea. And to be honest with you, the burgers at Burger King aren't bad. So I bet you this actually would taste pretty darn good.
Yeah.
It's just how long would you have to wait for it? Would they even give you the right thing? And would it have all the ingredients that are listed here? And would they charge you the right price?
And you get a bad attitude with it.
Yeah, right. Would they, even if you get everything else right, they're going to give you a stern look like you did something wrong for ordering it.
Well, I'll tell you, a few weeks ago, I had their chicken sandwich thing that they kept promoting.
The chicken.
It was actually really good. It was amazing.
What possessed you
first
to even
one.
go try that?
Well, Eric wanted to.
Oh, okay.
But it was the first one. Then we tried a second one, and it was like, it just fell off the cliff, and it was terrible. And I thought, this is about right.
Yep, that's Burger King for you.
But I saw a glimpse of there's a possible, like, it could possibly be good.
They have some potential at Burger King, but they just never want to put it all together. By the way, they're also testing out cheesy going fries, which is really all the same ingredients on their garbage fries.
Yeah.
So we don't want those, but we would like to try the cheesy going king if they could actually get it to us. And then I also saw the price.
Yeah, how much is it?
$5.99 for a single patty or $6.99 for a double.
Well, you're paying for a lot of cheese and bacon.
Yeah, but for that price, it's just like I might as well go to Five Guys. It's like $1 more to go to Five Guys, and then for like $1 more, it feels like from Five Guys you could have filet mignon somewhere. You know, like
I don't know. We're getting up there.
Five Guys is getting up there.
So, Jeff, I love your text. That burger sounds good. It's unfortunate only 3 people a day can get it since it takes 22 hours to get through the drive-thru.
Yep, that's exactly right. You're exactly right. Burger King, man. You're talking to the most easy people to impress with fast food, and even us, we're out on Burger King.
I'm the type of person that if there's so much bother and problems, I feel like I apologize to them. Like, it's my
I definitely
fault.
do.
We're very easygoing, and I don't like confrontation. I don't like problems, but I just can't wait and go through that. But if you want to look it up, it's called Cheesy Going King from Burger King, and they're testing it in Connecticut.
Yep.
But if it looks like it'll be nationwide, I'm sure they'll let everybody know.
Burger King they're just trying to try anything to get in the headlines. So if they get this burger, they're testing it, but they're going to roll it out.
Probably.
So one day, somebody might be lucky enough to get to try it.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
And I have a guy here who would just destroy us at the 5K.
I don't think that's hard.
Well, that's true. Most people probably would if they put in any amount of effort whatsoever. But this guy would do it with ease. His name is Sam Gladding. He's a student in New Zealand, and he just broke the record for most Murphs in 24 hours. And most of us are thinking, what's a Murph?
Well, I knew.
Is that the kid in Interstellar?
I knew the term, though, but I know it's a CrossFit thing, but I don't know what a Murph is.
Yeah.
But I do know it's always with CrossFit.
When I hear Murph, I just think of Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar.
You know, I didn't.
Murph, it's me, Murph.
I didn't see Interstellar.
Well, you know what?
I'm
not going to say it's bad, but I also don't know if it's something that would appeal to you as much. It's very spacey, and you hate space.
So a Murph is a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 press-ups, 300 air squats.
Do they mean push-ups?
They say press-ups.
What's the difference? Or are they just using a different term to be fancy?
Maybe because it's in New Zealand, or maybe because we don't CrossFit.
There's some other CrossFit thing we don't even know about.
Let me ask. Any CrossFitters out there? What's a press up compared to a push up? And then 1 mile run at the end.
What's an air squat? It's just an exercise.
It's something. It's just a squat.
It's probably hard to do. And he did it. And he did that. He did all of those things in a 24-hour period. He had completed previously the 30 Murphs in 30 days challenge.
Yeah.
And so then he set his sights on doing the 24-hour challenge. And let's see. He had done 11 Murphs with no rest in the first 12 hours.
Oh my gosh. And he went for 24?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for him.
So let's see. He got to 19 in 22 hours. Does it just say how many he did?
I think it's around 18. I can't tell. They keep going back and forth.
He finished a total of 19 Murphs.
Oh, so 22 hours. He beat the previous record, finished at 4:30 in the morning. And it was really great. He is help raising money for Starship Children's Hospital, where his sister was admitted for leukemia treatment. So he was raising money with this Murph challenge.
I think I could do a tenth of a Murph.
I don't even know if we can do that.
I don't know which tenth. It would be like 20 push-ups I can do. I think I could handle that.
Rachel says...
If press-ups mean push-ups.
Rachel says an air squat is a body weight squat.
Okay, so you just the thing where you hold your hands out in front of you and just bend your knees?
Probably.
But you have to do the proper form.
And your body's enough of a weight.
Yeah.
to squat with
Don't we know it?
Don't we understand all that?
It's all of these, it's too many, but it's all the running that is the problem between all of this stuff. That you have to run 2 miles to complete a Murph. And it's all with a 20-pound vest. Yeah, whatever. Why do this?
Well, he was raising money, and that's what he was doing.
Do you think it's possible to just be too fit?
We wouldn't know.
No, we wouldn't. But this guy is. He's too fit.
Let's not too fit. He's motivated.
He's
for
overly
a really
fit.
Good cause.
It's more than you need to be fit.
So he did 19 Murphs in a 24-hour period.
Good for him.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.